history here. I'd like to get this hearing in today. You know, everybody needs to just focus on the relevant facts, okay? I know there's a history here.
Are you talking up by Sunset Mart? Up the hill by the gas station?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, those of you guys that are following along in the Brian Drake murder, unsolved homicide, this is a quick video just to show you that the first time I believe Jennifer Drake ever calls any type of, 911 or emergency phone number comes after back-to-back phone calls here at 8:45 and 8:46. We're here at 8:32. There you go. She calls the hospital here, and this would be the 8:32. She tries him again back to back, and then she calls the Bonners Hospital, Kootenai emergency, then the Bonners police. Then could that possibly be a burner? But then the Bonners police, I don't know if they were trying to transfer her. And when that was happening, things happened. But then Boundary County 911. And all of that happens with this final piece right here at 8:59, which is 20:59. And that is 100% not what's being broadcast. And this is a completely different timeline. And then if the 911 call is not being talked about, it's because it blows up the complete story, which is how could you be acting like you just got off the phone with your man if that 911 call came in at this time when it was being passed back and forth or being rerouted, which is where I believe this happened. Again, there was no phone calls prior to this on Jennifer Drake's phone records where she makes any call to law enforcement. And like I said, she begins actually calling one of the hospitals here and here. And she references calling a couple times, and it was like 3 seconds. This lines up perfectly with that. She tried Jennifer Drake tried her husband, who she called Adonis, and it went straight to voicemail. Both of these, this is his personal, this was his work cell phone. And then this was a hospital here. This is Kootenai County. And then the transferring, the rerouting. And then at 20:59 and 38 seconds, which is 8:59, that actually is the same timestamp that Boundary released another 911 sent to 6811 Main Street. Can't make it up. So this shows me that an hour had gone by. And this is why nobody can talk about what time Jennifer Drake called 911. These happen way later. And it completely changes how you look at this case. What did I do? Well, if you Google all those numbers, you can come across. And so what I did is I did that, and I looked into numbers that maybe you couldn't find. But something that I thought was interesting when I also did it was this, which is, that would be what I would do too. Before I called the police, as if I was trying to get a hold of my husband or wife or a friend after something weird happened on the phone. Well, first of all, I would be trying to call them back, but saying that you called 911, that's just not in the phone records. That just didn't happen at that time. And then to see the phone calls that happened between and after 7:32 p.m. To right here, 8:32. But this is, so I Googled all these numbers, 128 or 1208 65 right here, 5700. This is Kootenai Health Emergency Department. Now, let me ask you a question. If you would have talked to law enforcement and they would have notified you at 7:44 of the situation, then why are you calling the hospitals and stuff like that? You'd be calling, the police department back, and you would know exactly who you're calling. The people that called you. I don't know if Jennifer Drake ever took that 7:44 p.m. phone call. I'm looking into that, but I believe it could have been something that just it rang, and went to voicemail. So that 7:44 call was never picked up. Again, these are, so just a quick, so people can follow along with the phone records, but the phone records in no way, shape, or form corroborate what Jennifer Drake said to the police. And I just have a question that if you're ISP, how the fuck don't you get this? If this is right in front of your face. When you download everything and you look and you see what's going on here. And then it makes perfect sense then when you actually look at the preliminary hearing and you're like, wait, why aren't we just going off of the phone records? Why aren't we going off of when 911 got her call? Why are we trying to gauge when somebody was shot based off of hearsay, which is this person saying, well, I was on the phone when they got shot. That's not facts. I'm sorry. That's somebody's out of state, that's a statement made out of the courtroom. That is hearsay as fuck. And yeah, I mean, sure, you can say that, but now you look like a big fucking liar. Because if that did in fact happen, then why did you wait an hour to call the police? And why I can say this with certainty is because there is no fucking phone call, period. Like, there is no phone call. If we got off the phone with him, there was no phone call to 911. All of the stuff that you're seeing right here that I did, all this is everything that you just explained to the kind of the police. Yeah. The times that all happened at in this kind of order is at 8:32 to 8:59. And this was ISP on this case. And so now you want to talk about the Idaho 4 case, and I'll zoom in on that. And it goes, so when you're reading this, you read it upward or from the bottom up. Everything's like that with downloading. Again. (2021), 2032, 2045, 2046. That's his work cell phone. That's his personal cell phone. That's what she calls him. This is Jennifer Drake's outgoing. Again, then a hospital. At 2048, that means 848, 851, 856, and they're 8:57 and 57 seconds. Like, see how these 16:32? It's because it's trying to get through and reroute because she called Kootenai County's a health emergency right here. Health emergencies right here for Kootenai County. And then all these come boom, just like boom, boom. And then right here, this timestamp is the same exact timestamp on a CAD note that has a 911 call being sent out. And lo and behold, surprise, they're already there. And they're already there because somebody had already called 911 and they just weren't expecting that, in my personal opinion. Also, it shows that the people that actually called 911 from that area, because they just heard the gunshots and kind of saw some people, these cops didn't know where to go. So they were looking on Cody Street. They were looking on El Paso Street. These cops were looking all around. And then, I don't know why, Jennifer Drake's cell phone got a phone call at 7:44 from Boundary County Dispatch, but that tells me you might want to look into whoever made that phone call. I don't know if that was like they happen to know him personally, and then so they called her, or if it's a more sinister thing. But this is a quick little boom, boom, boom. Here you go. These records are in the hands of Idaho State Police, just like they would have been, just like Kaylee's phone records would be in the Idaho State Police's hands. Anybody who's working on the Idaho 4 case, and if you can't fucking do this, I don't know how the hell you have a job. So, again, join me later. We're going to close out the preliminary hearing, and we're going to see how a judge said, okay, yeah, this should continue on. Wow. All right, guys. See you soon.
Why did you?